At Jewelers Mutual, we're a little obsessed with jewelry. Obsessed like auctioneers with talking fast.
50, we're gonna fit sold.
Pop stars with auto-tune.
Yeah.
And dentists with asking questions.
So, how did he propose?
After they've put their hands in your mouth.
Great.
Yes, we've made jewelry our obsession for over 100 years. We love it so much we named our kids Ruby, Amber, and Opal.
Venti soy latte for Opal?
At Jewelers Mutual, we insure jewelry and only jewelry, which is why people who are also obsessed with jewelry trust us with theirs.
All right, so one thing, you're an NBA player. You push your organization to go and hire a coach. You apparently don't do enough research, and then you find out when the media brings up the fact that there's a little bit of history here with Chauncey Billups. You sit there and say, you know what? I don't feel comfortable anymore. I don't know, maybe...
sounds like Matt Patricia.
Yeah, right. Jeez. I need to get out of here.
Start digging into what we all did when we were in high school and college. We'd all be in trouble.
So the history on Chauncey Billups, Damian Lillard's not happy with it?
Yes.
Is that where...
Chris Haynes, Yahoo. And although the All-NBA guard has a relationship with Billups as a coach, announcer, former player, he had no prior knowledge of the past sexual assault allegations against him from 1997. They were allegations, by the way, and that was it. Nothing was ever proven. So, yeah. So now he's kind of leaking it out that he doesn't know if he wants to be there. But yet,
he wanted Jason Kidd.
You wanted
Correct.
Jason Kidd
to be his coach.
Who, by the way...
Violent domestic abuse charge.
Correct.
Okay. No, I just want to check.
Guy that acts like he spills water in order to get a timeout.
Can you say hypocrite, Lou? Yes. Little hypocrisy there.
It was actually arrested for hitting his wife.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yep. So apparently he didn't do research with either one of them.
No, just checking.
Maybe that's part of the deal. So this is amazing. So he may become available if you're the Boston Celtics. Here's another one. Kawhi Leonard is pissed off at the medical staff with the Clippers, claiming that they didn't do a good job of diagnosing his original injury. He continued to play on it, made it worse, and now he has a major problem. He's a free agent, and he may want out.
Ooh.
And then, of course, you have Ben...
Be friends with him.
Then, of course, you have Ben Simmons
No part.
in Philadelphia that apparently the Philadelphia Sixers, good luck trying to get rid of him. They're going to try to get rid of him because they finally figured out after two...
Well, they're trying to dump him for the reasons why you don't want him. I mean, I don't know why you would even want him. The interesting one is Damian Lillard, like you mentioned. Like that, the guy. Have you seen his contract?
Yes, a lot of money.
He's due like basically a 200. And I would ask you, like, if you're going to trade Jaylen Brown for Damian Lillard, don't you have to go to Jason Tatum? And wouldn't he sit there and say, well, why don't you just trade for Bradley Beal and give him the money?
Bingo. I think that's your problem.
Right?
Once you get the players involved, Lou, at the table, and you sit there, I agree with you. What happens is you sit down and you talk to him about Lillard. He's sitting there, what about my buddy? I'd rather have Bradley Beal. Why don't we wait on that? You're right. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. I think that the whole, I don't like Chauncey because I thought Chauncey Billups was like the front runner for that job from the beginning to the point where Damian Lillard's going to leave if Chauncey Billups doesn't come to Portland. And now he's got him, but, and now, is it just because this is what he's supposed to say?
Well,
is he supposed to be angry about this and show that he won't stand for it?
Yeah, if you look at any of the stuff that's coming out of Portland, I think what's going on right now is he's overreacting to how the media is reacting to it. Of course, they wanted a female in Portland. There was a lot of people that were pushing.
Yeah, but here's the other thing, though. Let's say you do want out, it doesn't really matter what your reasoning is. Like if you have something that people will get behind, hey, listen, he's not comfortable with it. Damian Lillard is not comfortable with Chauncey Billups being his head coach. He can't play for a guy like that and has such a checkered background. We're gonna have to get rid of him.
I want Jason Kidd.
We're gonna have to. Yeah, I'd rather have Jason Kidd, who has absolutely no problems. Zero skeletons in his closet.
What was Gary Taneway's Ben Simmons trade today? By the way, Gary made a big deal today about the ESPN trade machine.
Yeah, I hate to be the smart one in the room.
I've had a former general manager tell me numerous times, throw away the ESPN trade machine.
What, it doesn't work?
Yeah, it doesn't have all the particulars of the contract, and therefore
it doesn't.
It's a basic thing, and
It's a TV segment.
Yeah, it's a TV segment.
Genius walks alone. I'm used to it.
What was his deal?
For Ben Simmons, it was Jaylen Brown, Romeo Langford, and some other stuff, which I would assume would be picks. He didn't really go into detail.
Some other things?
Some other stuff
No,
was.
thank you. I could argue right now, based on what I've seen, that Jaylen Brown's a better player than Ben
Oh,
Simmons.
no. Oh, Gary said that's the opposite. He said
What?
if Ben Simmons plays up to his skill, he is a better all-around
What is
player
up to
than
his skill?
Jaylen
He
Brown.
can't
shoot.
That's the big key
He's
here.
afraid
He's
to
playing
shoot.
up to the skill.
He
He's
can't
afraid to
shoot
shoot.
free throws.
No,
Yeah.
no, Jalen's better player than Simmons.
No question.
Much
And
You
better
guys
player.
suck.
You can't play Simmons when the game is on the line. In the fourth quarter, you can't put him out there. We just saw just this year, but last year they just hack him and put him at the line, and he's scared of his
All
own
you need to
shadow.
know
He's
is, like,
afraid.
why
to,
they want to dump him? Why do they want to trade him? Why? Because he's a great player? No, because they can't hide him anymore. Because the part of his game never developed. He can't shoot. You would think maybe eventually he'd get a three-point shot. He doesn't do that. Now he can't hit free throws. So the strength of his game is maybe taking some small guard underneath. They'll just hack him. Now he's scared to do that too.
So I read a story about him recently because I said, with guys that can't shoot, he's a really good defender, excellent passer, can handle the ball, obviously. Ball handling ability is tremendous, but he can't shoot, and he's afraid to shoot. He literally gives up shots out there on the court that are easy, and he can't do it. So the easy answer there is, son, go out there and take 1,000 shots every single day, and you'll get better at it. According to what I read, he does that.
I was
He
going to
does
say,
it, and it
I don't
doesn't
think
work.
I just don't think he closes his eyes in hopes that he becomes a better shooter.
He does
I can only, he's a pro. I mean, he's probably practicing.
It's a mental thing, I think, with him.
Well, but, I
And
mean,
he's afraid. He's afraid
no,
that they're going to.
maybe listen, you've seen it. Some guys just are genetically gifted with the ability just to shoot. Like they can't send the signals. It's something to do with their arm length and their wrist. Maybe they can't bend their wrist. And I mean, that does happen.
You saw the Atlanta crowd try to do it with Giannis last night, and they've been doing it with a count 1, 2 as he goes to the free throw line. And so, opposing arenas are doing the same thing right now with Ben Simmons. When he has to go to the line, they start chanting and doing different things, and you can tell he becomes unnerved. I don't know how you can make a deal and give a player that has a really team-friendly contract in Jaylen Brown and take on big, huge max contract of Ben Simmons and find out a year from now, 2 years from now, he's the same guy. You can't do that.
I don't think
I would never do this deal.
Nobody
ever.
looks at Ben. Nobody wants Ben Simmons.
No.
Nobody.
Anything Ben Simmons is now a throw-in. He's a throw-in.
Yeah.
And the Philly is probably just going to have to say all the right things to make it hopefully look like they made the right decision. And Doc's part of this. Doc Rivers is part of this. Like, I remember when he got hired as the head coach there, they asked him about Ben Simmons. They were like ripping him for all the lack of skill that he has in so many different areas of his game. No, he said, no, I love Ben Simmons. There's a lot. You guys don't see it. I get it. No, he's a great player. Really? If you can't hit 50% of your free throws as a professional basketball player, I would say that would be the first prerequisite for me. Can you if I give you an opportunity to shoot 20 free throws, can you hit 10? Wait, can you hit 5 if I give you 10 opportunities? I would like to say all of us can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, if I'm Brad too, like now, listen, Ime's in there now. I'm not moving Jaylen Brown right now.
No.
I'm not.
No, you're looking for the dog. You want that dog.
No, I want to see these two guys play with a different coach. I want to see what it looks like with Ime Udoka, you know what I mean, as the head coach, like what he can get out of them. And it's Brad's job to surround them this year. Now, after 1 year, maybe they can all sit in a room and sit there and say, okay, 1 more year after next offseason. All right, now we may have to do this, right? But I just don't want to see it right now.
So
I don't think they have to.
So Portland may shake the whole thing up out there, and C.J. McCollum may be one of those guys that they deal off. So do you put a package together that includes Marcus Smart, so you're giving up the defensive ability, you're giving up the ball handling ability, to trade it away for a guy who's 6'3" and is a tremendous shooter? But I wouldn't say he's a lot beyond a tremendous shooter. But he's a tremendous shooter. So it opens up the floor. It gives you a lot of space. He's a one-dimensional guy, but he's a tremendous shooter.
See, I don't think you're getting any of these big name, high volume shooters that have a huge contract attached to them. I don't think you're getting any of them. I think the commitment is to stick with basically what I would consider their core, which is Smart, Tatum and Brown with a little small side helping of average Al. Yeah. I really feel like that's it.
How small would that helping be?
Minimal, but it goes a long way. It goes a long way. If it was a spice, it would be like cayenne pepper.
Yeah,
it's a little bit, not too much.
Pepper.
Oh, a lot. That's all you need is a little bit, and he goes a long way.
Yeah.
But
I'm not sure you're going to get as much as you really believe on Al.
I don't think we should discount the Lillard stuff because I think him and Tatum actually have a relationship that we're unaware of. Because according to Brian Windhorst, Lillard was also in communication with Boston Celtics wing Jason Tatum, who put off his decision on Team USA for some time after the season, ended to evaluate his offseason priorities. Tatum, when it was clear how the team was shaping up, Tatum's uncertainty faded and he committed, sources said. So he actually talked to Lillard before committing to Team USA. And 2 days later, we hear about this report that Lillard might want out of Portland.
Ooh. Jason Tatum doing some recruiting?
I think so, and this is the time to do it.
See, I'm
wonder
saying
what Jaylen Brown thinks about this.
Again, see, they're gonna put a little divider between their relationship. As soon as Brown hears that he's trying to Tatum wants to replace him, it's gonna be some issues. No, it's gonna be a threesome. I'm into threesomes.
And what if Lillard's like, I want to go to Boston? Obviously, you want Brad Beal, and that's Tatum's guy. But if Lillard says that, you have to act fast, and you're not going to wait and say, hold on, let me call Washington and see if Brad Beal wants to come here first.
Then you're back at the whole, Tatum's talking to Lillard, they're talking Olympic team, and obviously if Lillard comes here, Jaylen Brown is gone, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So if
there's no way you're getting Lillard.
When it falls through,
starting point.
Right. When it falls through, Jalen's looking at Tatum like, really, dude?
Ooh.
Really? Like that's it? You trade? So whatever you say, I'm gone. I'm getting traded.
This could be a complete mess.
That wouldn't be good.
Yeah. So maybe you're right, Lou. Maybe what you have to do is you've got a new coach. Let's see how it works.
Yes.
With the two young guys, and then we'll keep Marcus Smart around, and maybe we can get a little bit more out of him. Maybe we can change. Maybe the new coach can change Marcus Smart's approach to the game. Do what you want him to do, Christian, and that's play defense.
5 shots.
Right. But you still need a point guard. So he's got to be your point guard. And I'm not sure they're going to go out and get this great point guard. I mean, keep on hearing people say, well, they need a point guard. Okay. What level point guard are we talking about?
Damian Lillard.
Right. Does anybody think you're getting a better point guard than what you have right now with Marcus Smart? Because my guess is no. They'll get another guy who probably will be no better than Mark, and probably not as good as Marcus Smart.
Lonzo Ball's better.
Better is distributing the ball. Yes,
better
that's
player.
all you want.
Yeah.
No, I disagree with you. I think you need more than that.
What
He's
else?
got to be able to shoot because what it does
a little bit.
He's got to be able to shoot.
Yeah, based on what expectation, though, Glenn? Are you talking about in order to be a championship team? You need a good scoring point guard again. Like who's big and tall, who can defend. So it comes down to expectations. I'm not so sure you can build a championship team. I'm not so sure they can. But, Lonzo Ball, they bring him in there at point guard. Your bigs, you got Average Al and a couple other bodies there. So you got the 2 stars, and if Ime can bring something out of him, you could be a little bit better. But even then, I mean, do you think is it possible for a ceiling to be a championship team on this team next year? I don't.
No. I mean, you're watching the teams that are playing deep into the playoffs right now, and a few of these teams have had major injuries, and they still look much better than Boston does. They do look better. So you're right. You're not a championship team, but I think the key for Udoka in this first season is
ball movement and defense.
Play harder.
What are we saying?
They give a rat's ass?
What are we saying about Tatum and Jaylen Brown a year from now? Where are they in their game? How much do they move up the ladder? That, I think, is the key. The rest of it is all on Brad Stevens, and I'm not hopeful because I don't think there's a lot of flexibility there. And, Lou, you talked about getting rid of all these young kids and getting veterans. Why would a veteran want to come here if you don't think they're a championship team? Why wouldn't I want to go to Phoenix right now, go to the Clippers, go to Milwaukee, go to Atlanta?
Yep.
Because they have already shown me they're further along in the chain.
My sub has bacon.
That's it. Do they have a dog, and can he get it out of them? There you go.
Need
First
a dog.
order of business.
Get a dog.
You know what?
Need 2 dogs.
I tried to get the dog out of them, but they didn't want to come out. Didn't want to come out. They were shy. I told them to pass the ball. They wouldn't listen to me.
Listen, Tom Brady. Right there. Is this Tom Brady impersonation right there?
Cash said, you got to die some.
You die, sure. Off from.
Let's give away some cash here.
Another typical cash giveaway. Here's this hour's code word on WEEI.
At this hour's code word is brand, B-R-A-N-D, brand. Okay, this text brand to 72881 right now for your chance to win $1,000 on our national cash contest. Message and data rates apply. Don't text and drive. All right, back here on OIMF. You guys remember the other day we made a big deal about Jalen Rose because Jalen Rose apparently had a little lapse in history when it came down. Yeah. Well,
Jalen Rose did?
Yeah, this was his comment the other day.
I'm disappointed in something. As I do this show every day, I do it in front of a picture of Tommy Smith and John Carlos raising their fists at the Olympics. I also know the favoritism that Christian Laettner was shown when he got a chance to be put on the Dream Team ahead of Shaq and Alonzo, but they made it so that a college player could even get on and gave him favoritism. But this level of, and I got a word for it, Kevin Love is on the team because of tokenism. Don't be scared to make an all-black team representing the United States of America.
He couldn't have been more wrong. Historically, he got everything wrong.
So, do you want to start with the Christian Laettner part?
Yeah,
or
that
do you
was
want
wrong.
to start with
I mean, Shaq came out and basically said that Laettner deserved to be on that team over him. I mean, everything he said was wrong. What did we say the other day, Lou? 5 of the last 6 Olympics were all-black
they've
team.
had like 8 Olympics since the Dream Team, right? And Kevin Love's been on 2 of them. That's it. You know, in 2016, it was all black players, right? And so he's like, the courage of the U.S., we don't have the courage to send an all-black team representing this country. We've done that 5 or 6 times since the Dream Team. They had 4. And they had Kevin Love was on like 12, and then this one. That's it.
Yeah,
2000, 04, 08.
Historically, he was all wrong about this. He
16?
wanted to make a point, and what he did was, instead of using facts, he used everything that was totally wrong. So you know what happens when people do that these days.
We interrupt Ordway, Merloni, and Fourier for this apology.
Why do we apologize to Boston sports fans or sports fans anyway? They should be apologizing to us.
Sorry if they were through it.
And I didn't even apologize to my wife.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I have boobs. Sorry.
I know, Danielle. I'm sorry.
Sorry, my microphone went out there, Coach.
I apologize.
We recorded an interview. I'm sorry, we do that again.
Sorry. But
Unfortunately, we can't play you all 42 minutes of his apology. Oh, yeah. No, he apologized to Isaiah Thomas, to Larry Bird, to Magic Johnson, to George Gervin, to Bill Russell, and finally to Kevin Love. He went on for 42 minutes. I'll give you a little bit of it.
No, we don't have any of that.
Oh, I thought we had that apology.
No.
Oh, I thought.
I think you have to read it. It's not. He didn't go on for 42 minutes. It was like a really. It was a really long. No. It was a really, 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 really long Instagram post. He made it long on purpose.
Well, he did a video.
See, I don't have the video.
He did a 42-minute video.
Oh,
he said if I feel like Kevin Love should make the team or not, I'm entitled to my opinion. Nobody's saying he's not, right?
Yes.
You don't have
the problem.
You don't have to like my opinion. You don't have to like me. I don't think that's the issue. There's a lot of people trying to assassinate my character or whatever, but those people, some of them, have been doing for like 30 years. That's how it is when you have the nerve, in a lot of people's estimation, to be outspoken. Nobody's saying he can't be outspoken.
I'm not even sure it's really an apology. You know what I mean? But because this is typical too. He says something stupid, right? And it's just historically it's incorrect. So he brings race into it, and then plays the victim. Like people trying to assassinate his character. It's like, hold on, you said something dumb, you got called out for it. Let's not play the victim now. You should just take the L. That's all. You know what I mean? You really should. Just like Jay Williams. You should just take the L, move on, no big deal. You said it didn't. The America didn't have the coverage to send an all-black team.
Don't be scared to make an all-black team representing the United States of America.
Yeah, and then he added, he goes, "If what did he say? He says, if I felt like the reasoning is because we didn't necessarily want to send an all-black squad, it don't mean that I don't know we hadn't sent one in the past."
I think it does.
So, I mean, I think it does. When you say the country doesn't have the courage, or you're disappointed in the NBA or the country because you don't have the courage to send an all-black team. when they did in 2016, the last time they went. Like, to me, that makes no sense.
This is the worst apology
Terrible.
of
It is.
all apologies.
Terrible.
I mean, it's like he's not even hiding the fact that he doesn't give a crap, and nobody forced him to make this video. In the end, he says, but like Cat Williams said, sometimes players mess up. So I apologize to the game. That's who I apologize to. Really,
How about
first, just for a second.
Was the game
Who
upset?
deserves the apology, first of all? Is it Kevin Love? Does Kevin Love, I guess, deserve an apology?
He basically said that he was the token white
He's
on
token
the
white
team.
guy.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would say the
He
apology
didn't earn
belongs
it.
there.
They needed to fill, a gap. They needed a
he
white
sh-
presence.
And he should know better that the guys at the end of the bench are not going to play. They're going to be practice players. But some of the stuff, and I think you're right, the way the apology is worded. But you know why I'm apologizing right now? To the game. Because I'm what the game made me. I was raised by the all-time greats. And you know what I would never want to do? Disappoint Jeannie Rose or disappoint the all-time greats that raised me. Jeannie Rose is his late mother. Why are you bringing up your
I
late
don't
mother?
understand. This isn't like it's not even that big of a deal. Like, so what if he why? So what if he thinks they want a token white guy? So what if he thinks that? Like, so, but people go crazy because they make these comparisons. What if a white guy said the same thing like about a black hockey player? If a white analyst on NHL Tonight or Good Morning Canada Hockey said the same thing about a black guy on whatever Canada's national team, he'd be fired. That's the issue. That's the double standard.
He's not going to
this
be
guy.
fired. He will not be fired.
So the issue is that this guy is allowed to say whatever he wants, and no one is even asking him for apology. He just decides, I'm going to grandstand some more and talk about the play going to play and players mess up.
But then he goes on to say that Love shouldn't have made the team. Not that I believe that you deserve to make the team, he said of Love. I'm pretty sure when you got the call, too, you were like, word? I'm on the squad? I know how this works, y'all. He looked down at his phone and was like, yo, they want me. They're going to ignore these Cleveland Cavalier lost tape years.
See, my whole thing is like, the whole thing about it seems like assassinate his character, right? Because he made this comment and it was just stupid and uninformed. And then he talks about like, yeah, this is what happens when you're outspoken. It's like, listen, Jalen, you can be outspoken. It's just usually you should be factually correct.
Exactly.
Like Jay Williams, you can be outspoken. You know what I mean? But it's tweeting out that, the Celtics hired the first, coach of color, as he put it. Like it's just stupid. It's just factually incorrect. I don't care how outspoken you are.
See,
but if you sound like an idiot or you got something wrong and you get called out for it, don't play the victim and then start bringing up like the last 30 years. And this is what people have been doing for me and everything. I mean, it's tired. See,
if he wants to play live in that the Charles Barkley world, if he wants to be that type, which is that's the guy he wants to be. Draymond Green, Charles Barkley, even Draymond Green trying to be Charles Barkley. You don't sit there when you say something stupid or it's opinionated or you're outspoken on whether you feel like you're right or it doesn't matter. You don't sit there and explain to everybody like the reasons why. You just whatever.
Be nice to people, the internet.
I don't care. See, he's trying too hard. So he wants to go all in, but he just can't do it.
But the problem is when you come out and you're outspoken, there's nothing wrong with being outspoken and having an opinion. But when you formulate your opinion based on nothing that is factual, matter of fact, it is just the exact opposite. Right. You sound like a fool. Like he mentioned that DeAndre Ayton of the Phoenix Suns should have been on this team over Love. And I would agree that DeAndre Ayton right now is a much better player than Kevin Love. Matter of fact, if he's going to make a fortune in this offseason because he's having an unbelievable playoff, he's taking his game to the next level. There's only one problem. He's not a USA citizen. He's from the Bahamas.
Right.
So he doesn't play on the USA team.
Opinions,
you got to
opinions are
know
fine.
some of it, right?
Opinions are fine. You don't think Kevin Love deserves it? Fine. I think, and if that was all he said, nobody would have a problem with it.
But the only reason, it's only because he calls him a token white guy.
Right. But then he also talked about how this country doesn't have the coverage to send an all-black team, when the last one that they sent was an all-black team.
5 of the last 6, I believe.
So, I mean, it's just, that's what I mean. Like, you can have an opinion all you want, Jalen, but when you base it off something that's factually incorrect, like, what do you expect? And then you play the victim, how people are coming at you hard. And then you play the whole, like, well, over the last 30 years, the people coming at me hard have done some bad things too. So there. It's like, oh my God.
My apologize.
Oh,
Like,
Jesus.
just do that. It's all you have to do is my
You want to
apologize.
get in the game, be able to handle the game. Just get facts correctly. Then you can stay in the game
You know
and
what?
deal just fine.
Next time I screw up, I am only going to apologize to the game.
That's all you should do.
Whatever
Yeah.
game I decide
That's all
it
you
is,
should.
Right.
I'm going to
So
apologize to the
apologize for
game
what
that
you
I
said,
make up.
just the
Nope.
game.
You know
Right.
what? I don't apologize
So
to
let
make
me-
up.
I'd like
to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
So
Even better.
are we going to have an apology in the next couple days? Hector Santiago became the first player ejected due to some sticky substance on his glove hand. But he claims he didn't use anything but rosin.
First 2 innings, nothing came up. Third inning coming out of the game, I'm expecting him obviously to check me every inning. I kind of joked around with him moving like if I was going to run away because I know I wasn't using anything besides rosin, what's given to us. Because going into this, once it came up, I was just like, I'm going to use rosin. That's what we got. I don't want this to be a big thing. I don't want this to happen to me. So, and he said he just felt some stuff sticky on the inside of the glove. So all I used was rosin. I mean, I used it on both sides, arms, sweat, trying to keep that sweat from dripping down to the hands. I mean, that's the only thing I use rosin. That's about it.
You better be telling the truth because they're taking it to some scientific lab and they're going to break down exactly what substance was on.
Kind of a joke, though, isn't it? This is what Trevor Bauer was saying. So his glove is due to arrive in New York today to be evaluated by official, right? So the question is, does it contain just rosin or anything other than rosin?
Well, they hermetically sealed it, Lou. I don't know. They wrapped it in a garbage bag.
But
hefty.
It was a Force Flex garbage bag.
This is what we're talking about.
That's what it was.
Original scented, by the way.
Yes.
So it's like some umpire version of like what's sticky. So meanwhile, the kid got ejected, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the glove comes back just rosin.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Ooh, that's
you
a
know
problem.
what? We apologize, and to the entire Angel staff that just got worn out that night because you started left the game, and not being able to. Can we hurry and find this before his next outing? Like a lot of there's just umpires are just like so that's it. They're the experts on what sticky stuff is.
No, well,
And this is what Bauer was
when
saying.
in doubt, yes, they are. They're the policemen.
How about this?
They're the MPs.
Just like what they did with Santiago down in Castillo, down in Tampa Bay. They didn't like the hat. You don't like the kid's glove? Take the glove. Send it away to New York or whatever. Take the hat. Send it away to New York.
Keep him in the game.
Keep him in the game.
Yep.
And if when it comes back, if it's illegal stuff, then you suspend him
10
for the
games.
next 10 days.
Yeah. I think that's the way to do it, Lou. This is stupid unless they are positive. The umpires are positive that they're saying to themselves, there's no way this is rosin, guys.
We're taking the glove that we think it's on. We're taking the hat that we think it's on. Pitch the rest of the game without this hat, without the sticky stuff. We'll find out if it is or not. If it comes back negative or positive, whatever, you're suspended. But finish the game. You just pulled the kid out of the game. You don't even know what's on it.
So we're either going to get an apology from Santiago or we're going to get an apology from Major
you're
League
gonna get
Baseball,
an apology.
right? Yeah.
Somebody.
One or the other.
And if he's suspended 10 days, they can't replace him. They're down a man on the roster.
Yeah, screws everybody.
Unbelievable.
I've been on mounds that didn't even have rosin bags on the back of the mound.
This guy.
So we were debating this last week, the top 50 Patriot players during the Bill Belichick era that Tommy Curran threw out there. The list is finally out there, and already there are some question marks 1 through 10. What are those questions? We'll get to them next.
Right,
What are
but
we
see
doing?
now you're
I'll tell you who I
now
can
you're
really-
judging him on his past regressions than actually his performance.
Also, transgressions, but that's okay.
Close enough.
Just missed the trans part. That's not bad. It's not bad. He was close. He was close.
You were
and
telling
all
me
that.
that they were actually this morning. So I guess the principal is Greg, right? So Greg decides to leave, take a vacation.
This is the Greg Hill
and
show.
he leaves the class to Bradford, Fitzy, and Ken, because Curtis is gone too, and Wiggy.
Yeah.
So that's
Pleasure to be here with you.
that
Thank you for
is
having
who's
me.
running around. So Bradford decides to take Wiggy outside the studio during the show to play catch. Did I get that right?
That sounds about right, yeah.
So, does that make any sense to
It's
anybody?
it's a sunny day
I mean, they are
outside.
coming here to do a show, right? So why are they leaving the studio to go play
beautiful
catch?
outside.
Where are there mics around? Are they like doing a bit?
Was it a bet? Did somebody have a bet with somebody that you couldn't throw a baseball?
I mean,
50
why are
feet?
you doing it during the show?
Good summer fun.
So I got a
9:30 on
tweet that
Monday.
said, like, Wiggy said he could strike me out.
Oh my God!
I've heard that.
Wiggy could not
strike you out.
He couldn't strike me out.
Listen,
I would
I'm 50.
I would like some of this.
There's no chance in hell.
Wiggy couldn't strike Glenn out.
I don't think he
Wiggy
could
couldn't strike Tyler, or I would even put the most unathletic guy in the building, Ryan.
I am not the most unathletic guy in the building. That is, you shut your mouth. Well, I've seen you get up after these breaks.
Imagine he couldn't strike anybody out.
Well, Wiggy did beat Alex Reamer in a race one time.
And he did beat Bradford one-on-one basketball.
Yeah, he did do that.
Oh, God.
All right. So
Jesse
Tommy
Owens and Magic Johnson.
So Tommy Curran finally published his list.
Yes.
And so you guys chime in when you disagree with any one of these.
Okay, this is the new and finalized list.
Number one, that MFer Tom Brady.
That MFer.
He's number one.
What a surprise.
Vince Wilfork remains at number 2. Teddy Bruschi remains at number 3.
Did you just say I'm such a patriot?
And here's the big jump from number 20 back in 2015 to number 4 in 2021. Tommy Curran has Julian.
I'm Julian Edelman. This is movie time.
And I would like to add also Tom Curran, co-wrote a book with Julian Edelman. Just to put
you
that
think
out
that
there.
has something to do with it?
I think that is your token white guy. Would that be your token white guy?
I got a problem with all of them right now.
So Troy Brown comes in. He was 4 last time in 2015. He's number 5. He moves down 1.
Yeah.
That's it. Rob Gronkowski was number 9 in 2015. He comes in at number 6. Should Edelman be ahead of Rob Gronkowski?
Can I just say that I think Rob Gronkowski should be number 2? Like we're talking about the arguably, and we've had. I thought at least when he was on the Patriots. I don't know. Maybe it's changed because he's no longer here and people don't like him. But when he was here, when we're talking arguably the greatest tight end
in the
history of football.
Yes.
So his whole career, we have this argument that he's the greatest tight end, the most dominant tight end in the history of the game, and yet he's still the 6th best Patriot?
Yeah, can I tell you what I think is going on here?
He's number 2.
So Curran came out and he gave you the reasons, what the criteria was for being on this list. One of them, what was the word he used? Patriotism or
Patriot loyalty, something like that.
Okay, so there you go.
To me, that's the most important factor because that's Vince Wilfork at number 2. He was loyal.
Nobody is more loyal than
Teddy
Julian
Bruschi and Julian Edelman.
Julian Edelman.
Yep.
So
Gronk wasn't, guys. He wasn't.
No, and I think
since when does loyalty have something to do with the greatest Patriots?
Listen,
I think that's part of the criteria.
When you do a list, you create. I'm just saying, not to be a dick, but when you create a list,
you do your list.
do your own criteria,
and I'll base it off
that's
just
not
who they
one
are,
of them.
Performance.
Yeah, if you're just going by as far as just impact and overall just effect on life and football and all that stuff, then yeah. But if you add the element of, the Patriot way and that whole card carrying,
Kiss the ring.
Yeah, that whole Teddy Bruschi mentality, drafted here, developed here, will never leave here.
I would punch you in the face if I was there right now.
See, that's Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman is the offensive version, smaller version of Teddy Bruschi.
So you have a bunch of those guys on the list, Lou, that I would say there are players who are better players who are behind them on the list, but they were really loyal to the Patriots. You can look at Vince Wilfork, Bruschi, obviously, Edelman, as he pointed out. Troy Brown is another one. Matt Light is another one. Devin McCourty is another one. Those guys make it. And because I agree with Lou, with Gronk. How do we have Gronk as low as 6? He had a bigger impact than Troy Brown. I would say he had a bigger impact than Julian Edelman. Bigger impact than Vince or Teddy. No?
Yeah, absolutely. But no, we're caught in this nostalgia, right?
Yes.
And it's not like Teddy doesn't deserve to be in the top. All these guys are great Patriots. We get it.
Oh, don't say that out loud.
No, it's just to me, it's like, to me, Gronk, we're going with loyalty. I guess that's factoring in like his time here. But, for all those years he was here, one of the greatest tight ends of all time, and his career was here in New England. Like, I don't know how he's not number 2.
Yeah, and it's guys that didn't rock the boat.
Yeah, he rocked the boat.
Gronk rocked the boat.
That's it.
Gronk was, I guess, as far as the Patriots organization concerned, like a problem child.
Yo soy fiesta.
Even though he wasn't in the bigger scheme of things, he wasn't. He was still ultimately quiet.
Just looking at the top 10, I think that was a big part of what Curran was doing. Now he admitted that he actually had Gronk at 9, and some of his colleagues. I don't know. You talked to him, so maybe you influenced them. they talked him into moving him up to number 6. They originally wanted to keep him at number 9.
See, the thing that the one guy that needs to be kicked out of the top 10, I don't know what his love affair is.
Let me guess, Vrabel.
No, Vrabel. Oh, that's another one. Definitely 20, top 20. Vince. I don't get it. What is it?
Again,
what is the love affair with Vince?
Again, he was the perfect, loyal Patriot.
What did Vince do that was so extraordinary?
5 Pro Bowls.
Okay, and he gave the kiss on the cheek. I mean, do you get extra credit for that, for going both sides of the cheek?
But you think he should be out of the top 10?
Hey, congratulations. It's great to have you as a Patriot.
What did Vince do? He loved to kiss me on my cheeks. That's loyalty.
There was a column here where it was like, you got 1 through 10, you got 10s for kissing the ring. You know what I mean? Because
that's a criteria. Did you?
Well, then McCourty should be up more.
Well, the only problem.
Forever.
Well, listen, I had to talk him into getting McCourty into this situation. He definitely needs to be higher. All the Pro Bowls, all the Super Bowl wins, the Super Bowl appearances, just the playoff appearances. The guy's never missed the playoffs.
So I would say
last
you're basing
year.
it on loyalty and rocking the boat. And I know he's a good player here, but why would Vrabel be 10 then?
Exactly. Vrabel needs to be. He was a problem.
Like Gronk is. Gronk is
for you.
But I'm just saying Gronk is a big enough talent that loyalty can knock him down from probably 2 or 3 to 6. But Vrabel, without the loyalty issues and being traded away and dropping Patriot Place.
Yeah, the Patriot Place stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't drafted
Kraft,
here.
Why is he 10?
Wasn't drafted here. Was a free agent here. This whole list is filled with guys that were drafted and developed. Oh, actually, not even Teddy. Teddy wasn't.
The list really should be the Patriots' way list because that's basically
the
what
top
you've
10,
got
at least.
here.
The top
so
10.
I'm looking at the top 10 players here.
I'll do whatever you say, list.
Tom Brady, number 1, we'll give you that one, okay? Hall of Famer. Vince Wilfork, is he a Hall of Famer?
No.
I don't think he is either. Teddy Bruschi, not a Hall of Famer.
No.
Julian Edelman, not a Hall of Famer.
No.
Troy Brown, not a Hall of Famer.
No.
Rob Gronkowski,
Ding, ding, ding.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No question about it. He's already on that list of top 100 players. All right. Now, are we going to take the 1 year he spent in Tampa Bay and
hold it
suddenly
against him?
it against him?
Yes.
Matt Light, not a Hall of Famer. Richard Seymour, probably a Hall of Famer, but he did it elsewhere as well, right? Devin McCourty, not a Hall of Famer.
Probably not.
Nope, never got an All-Pro.
Nope.
And Mike Vrabel, not a Hall of Famer.
No.
Right.
No, you've got one Hall of Famer on there, and he put him at 6.
But if you're gonna go strictly on
which is fine, it's his
impact,
list.
forget about the stupid Patriot way and who did things or who listened to us and who let us walk all over them. That's what it should be called. The number one criteria: did you let them walk all over you? Did they serve you a poop sandwich and did you say, "Thank you, sir, may I have another"?
Did you take a pay cut?
Yeah. Did you
Double
say
points?
Yes. Did you shoot your way out of town? No, never. It's never going to happen. Like, that should be, now we have a different list. Now, if that's the case, then Brady's still number 1. Because it's 20 years.
Brady's number 1 no matter what the criteria is. Number 1.
It's such a big lead, the lack of loyalty
Edelman.
didn't play in.
Right.
Number 2 is Edelman. He would eat any poop sandwich. No, it's like we're going to, oh, yes, right, change the criteria. Gronk will be number 2. Greatest tight end to ever play the game.
Got to be.
How can it not be?
Well,
is there
that's why Tommy
anybody
does a
else
good
in this list that is the best at his possession?
Well, if you're really good at doing
ever?
lists, like Tommy obviously is, you do some things to make people talk about it. And I don't like Tom Curran because he put Rob at 6. So there you go, Tommy. He should be at 2.
I would say, like, when it comes to who's the biggest kiss-ass list? Edelman 1.
Edelman 2, Edelman 3, Edelman 4.
I would say, who else is on there? Wilfork, put him at number 2. Listen, the guy committed to kissing the owner of the team on both sides of his cheek for a long period of time.
Bleeding Patriots.
So we were
talking
talking
Bruschi, McCourty.
Teddy's number 3.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the morning show without Greg today, and guys in the parking lot throwing baseballs or whatever. Meanwhile, while they were doing all of that, Fitzy was ranking and giving us his list.
1 Brady.
Yep.
2 Edelman.
Yep.
3 Gronk.
Wait a minute. Edelman 2.
Yep.
Wow.
1 Brady, 2 Bubs, 3 Gronk, 4 Bruschi.
Yep.
The only one that's the same, 5 Troy Brown, Mr. Patriot.
Okay.
6 McGinnis.
Whoa, and so McGinnis is not even on Tom's top 10.
Nope. 7 Wilfork.
Yep.
8 Matt Light. 9 Donta Hightower. 10 Adam Vinatieri.
There it is.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah, see, I don't know.
Bubs. If you call him Bubs, you got to be.
Does Fitzy realize that Devin McCourty's not happy with him now? Does he want to put him in 10B?
Once you call him Bubs, I think you're eliminated.
There it is.
Yeah, you don't have the ability to think objectively.
I got to say though, I think that I like Fitzy's list better.
You like Edelman number 2, huh?
I mean, no, but I would put Gronk 2, maybe Edelman 3, then Brewski, Troy, but McGinnis I think should be there.
How about Hightower? Do you like Hightower in there?
Where the hell is Wes Welker? Maybe he's on the bottom half of this list or whatever. People just forget about him. If he would have just caught that damn pass,
that would have changed everything.
It would have changed everything for this kid. Just everything. But Edelman did catch them all.
Right. And that was the difference. Edelman made all of those great catches that
and
you remember.
Even though he's a kicker, I still feel like Adam is kind of like top 10. You know what I mean? It's like 10.
By the way, he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So why isn't he in the top 10? I would say the bottom of the top 10 only because he's a kicker, as you would say, and not a football player. But he was kind of a football player.
But if that's the case, then you start with Brady, Ty Law, Adam.
Ty Law's another one.
The Hall of Famer.
Yeah. The second
but he also
group,
played elsewhere.
So other than, is there a Hall of Famer in the second half dynasty group? Other than Gronk, which is basically a second half dynasty guy, is there a Hall of Famer in that group?
Is Matt Slater a Hall of Fame special teams guy?
No. We don't do that here.
I mean, unless you want to look at a guy like Revis.
They do it in the Hall of Fame, though.
No.
You want to look at a guy like Revis? And, he's going to be a Hall of Famer, right?
But he wasn't here long enough. But the answer
Gilmore
is no.
The closest thing?
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
No, I'm just saying the closest thing. Other than Gronk.
I can't think of like an actual Hall of Famer from the second dynasty that would be, you would think, is a lock to be a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
First, you have to start with longevity. Then it goes Hightower. Then it goes Devin McCourty. And it goes Edelman. But Edelman's not a Hall of Famer. Anyone on the offensive line, defensive line?
Man.
Dante Hightower? No.
Selling out, and you still couldn't find a Hall of Famer.
No, there's none of them. None of them. There's more Hall of Famers in that first go-round than there is the second. I mean, there's none in the second. Well, actually, Gronk. Gronk would be considered second round dynasty.
And Brady just sort of bleeds into everybody.
He's always a Hall of Famer when he walked in the door.
So they threw out a poll out there on the Greg Hill show as well. Should the Patriots retire Gronk's jersey number 87? Not if he's number 6 on Tom Curran's list. I'm not going to do that. What are we wasting our time for? Yes, 48%. No, 52%.
Well, number one, they don't retire jerseys.
What do you guys think?
Right? They don't retire jerseys, correct?
No, not to this point, right? They haven't retired.
So, I mean, it's sort of like, and maybe the no's kind of were like, no, the Patriots don't do that. I'm voting no.
Didn't they announce at one point, didn't Kraft announce at one point when they were putting together the whole Patriots Hall of Fame down there that we're not going to retire jerseys anymore, that what we're going to do is
build statues.
Build statues.
Yeah, it's all the guys from ye olden days, like Gino Capoletti and Steve Nelson, John Hanna.
So when the team became really good, you're sitting there going, "Oh my God, we're going through this period in our history where we're going to have to retire a dozen guys.
Like the Celtics.
We're going to run out of numbers, right?
Smart.
And so I think Kraft made a decision at that point, and a lot of teams do it. They do a Ring of Honor, and in this team, they did a Hall of Fame, which I really like. It's well done. And you give the red jacket. So
there will be 2 statues in front of this stadium. Actually, 3.
Matthew Slater.
There'll be 3. No, there'll be 3. Okay, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think the third one is?
Robert.
Exactly.
The one where you fell down in the Super Bowl.
Not that one, you
nope,
jerk.
Not you.
And guess what? I can call him a jerk because I don't ever have to talk to him again.
But I would say, I would say that. So if you take out the whole if you take out the whole the Patriots don't retire numbers guy, so I'm voting no. Then I would say the guys that have just recently played the last 10 years, you're going to retire Brady's and Gronk's number. Yes, 100%. You retire Gronk's number before you'd ever retire Edelman's, correct?
If you were to take a poll right now, whose number should be retired first? Brady. Oh no, for Brady, Brady's obvious. But Teddy Bruschi versus the field.
Teddy Bruschi wins.
It would be Teddy Bruschi.
He would
based on what?
You're just really cool.
It's a good question.
Great hair.
Thanks for the question, Teddy. But people love him. He's adored. He's one of those Patriots for life.
I got to show these guys these breasts.
Yeah. But I would say this, Lou, if you're looking at retiring the number, who's going to wear number 12 again?
Nobody.
I hope you know what it is? Since they can change the numbers, I hope it's like a lineman.
Bill's going to give it to Jared Stidham
when you
next
think about
offseason.
it, they really right now, given who he is, you don't retire any numbers. You retire one, and you just put 12 up there, and that's it. You leave it. 12.
Well, they already have retired numbers up there, though, right?
They do? I don't even know.
Yeah, they do. They have
Yeah,
some
well,
retired numbers.
Okay, well, 12.
20, 40, 57, 73, 78, 79, 89.
Well, you retire 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have to retire 12
take
if
the
you've
rest of them
retired
down.
these others. And the other ones, you simply say, we can't do this. If we do this, we're going to be wearing triple digits here in a few years.
Yeah, but no one's
Can't
wearing
do it.
12.
Yeah, we can't do it. But I don't see how anybody wears number
No
12.
one's wearing 12.
Mike Reese wrote this. Devin Ross has done number 87 during his tryout. It marked the first time that Rob Gronkowski's old number was back in circulation.
And I heard he actually wanted 86, but Bill made him wear 87.
I can easily see.
Wear 87. We're done with this number.
There's certain numbers that are only given to like certain players, right? So 50 is given to a certain type of linebacker. Whatchamacallit, 80.
Yeah.
Okay. 54, 55, 88 definitely needs to be a grinder. Not elite, but but good.
Special teams optional.
And then the what is it? But I can easily see him kind of taking 87 and saying, you know what? Here's what I really think about you, and giving it to someone who will never play. So I'm going to downgrade the visual of number 87. Like, I'm going to hold a grudge. Since I'm such a grudge holder, I'm going to take 87 and put it on a guy that never plays.
Yeah, it was kind of like what they would
third
do.
Stringer.
What they would do with 26 before they retired my number.
There you go. That's
So
what
maybe they
would
could
do.
finally bring Gronk back and have that press conference that they've been promising us for the last.
They're never going to bring him back, are they?
Purpose to have passion in my life.
Never ever.
But you
Can't
look
wait
at
for his ceremony.
but you look at this Tom Curran list, and again, it really has everything to do. I think the criteria, the biggest vote goes to the guys who were loyal,
Patriot way,
right, to the organization, because Gronk certainly was not. Certainly at the end there were issues there. 9 years, 4 All-Pros, 5 Pro Bowls, 3 Super Bowl wins, 5 appearances in the Super Bowl in 9 years, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer. So he's going to be one of those New England Patriot players who goes into the Hall of Fame.
More All-Pros than Brady.
Yeah, and he's only good for number 6.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even recognize that.
Yeah, I think he's got to be number 2, but that's Tom E. Curran's list.
That's why you make a list.
Yep. This hour brought to you by East Coast Metal Roofing. We got another hour to go right here on OMF.
At Jewelers Mutual, we're a little obsessed with jewelry. Obsessed like auctioneers with talking fast.
50, we're going to sold.
Pop stars with auto-tune.
Yeah.
And dentists with asking questions.
So, how did he propose?
After they've put their hands in your mouth.
What? Great.
Yes, we've made jewelry our obsession for over 100 years. We love it so much we named our kids Ruby, Amber, and Opal.
Venti soy latte for Opal?
At Jewelers Mutual, we insure jewelry and only jewelry, which is why people who are also obsessed with jewelry trust us with theirs.